Well, here it is, 1 year later. Yes, a year ago I picked up this motorhome and survived the winds from the storm that generated the tornado that messed up Rochelle, Illinois. Which turns out is about 80 miles from where I was at the time. So you can imagine the strong storms that were there. You can go back and watch the video on that one. You know, as I look back on all the renovations I've done to this motorhome, I'm amazed at the results. I wasn't sure I could get this much done. Some of the things I've done, some of the videos you've seen, some videos I haven't done. Of course, there was the main solar system that I installed. That's the 3 panels on the roof, the charger, of course, and the 2 additional batteries I added, so I have 3 batteries, 3 solar panels. And then of course there's the solar charge station that I installed, and the solar charger for the engine battery. So I'm ready for boondocking in that sense. And if you watch the video on the couch, you'll see that the couch looks quite a bit different than the old one, and it's far more comfortable. And of course I've got the TV and the computer set up with the Wi-Fi, both external and internal. So I'm set there, assuming of course that there are enough decent open Wi-Fi spots around the country. That's something that really needs to improve on. And let's see, I replaced the trailer connector on this thing. It had a bunch of wires, 4-pin plug, wasn't very good, so I installed a combination 7-pin and 4-pin, and a little additional feature that if I get a portable solar panel, I'll take advantage of that. And of course, you remember the video on replacing the headlights. Apparently I made a few mistakes, but they work, they're bright, a little better than the originals. And speaking of lights, I replaced the incandescent bulbs with LED lighting. It seems to be working out pretty good. The white here and the bluish on the outside gives me a nice spectrum. A few other little tidbits. I replaced the TV antenna with the head end, that is, not the arm mechanism. It was old, bent up, abused. I should get better signal reception anyway. Matter of fact, I can get local channels right now with the antenna all the way down. And I live in a little valley here. And you saw the video on the clock with the time and temperature on it. And the famous window beating videos. I got a few comments on that. So it helped out a few people figuring out how to seal up the windows with that. Very important on these old RVs. And then there's the water heater repair. That was kind of important to me. Can't have an RV without hot water. And I replaced the air conditioner. Didn't do a video on that, which is a good thing because it was messy, involved. A friend of mine helped and wasn't fit for primetime TV, shall we say. I'm glad I changed that out because discovered that there was a rat's nest built into it, the old one that is. So unfortunately I didn't catch any horrible diseases from it. But now when I turn on the air conditioner I get fresh air instead of that horrible stench. A few little things like the curtains that cut off the front of the motorhome, so it makes this room smaller, so it's easier to heat or cool. And I'll replace the shower head. I didn't get one of those fancy ones, but I got one that's similar to it. And you know, the usual, sealing the roof. Got some snow roof and painted the whole thing twice. Did that before and after the solar panels were installed. There are a few other things I did, not related to the motorhome, that is, in preparation for selling the house. Had the retaining wall completely redone, which is good because it was falling down. I suppose it would have been an interesting video, but it took so long and I had some trouble with the people that were doing it that it was probably better. And of course there was, you know, the usual painting the walls in the house and fixing up some of the electrical. That's stuff that didn't make sense to do a video on, especially since most of it was in a darker room, and this camera doesn't do dark at all. And of course there were a few interruptions during this whole process. If you recall the video from last spring or last summer, well, you'll see the video. My house almost caught on fire. Well, it did catch on fire, sort of, but it got caught soon enough. That was fun. And I think the same storm rammed a branch through the vent, the kitchen vent here. Had to replace the whole thing. I did a video on that too. It was messy. It was a very, very hot day too. Of course, I still have a to-do list. A lot of bits and pieces to do with the motorhome and the house, I suppose. Of course, I got to do the oil change still, and the transmission fluid needs to be done, whatever they have to do with that. I need to get new tires. I'm still not sure which brand to get. I'm thinking maybe Kelly tires, or maybe I'll stick with the Firestones that are currently on this. Maybe Goodyear. There are so many different brands that I'm not sure yet which one I'll decide on. Something good quality, but not ridiculously expensive. If you've got a few ideas, just let me know. It's going to be a little while before I get them, especially since they're going to cost almost $200 a piece, I figure. And then of course I've got the generator to do. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the generator or if I'm going to have someone else do it, because I'm not really sure how to get to the air filter yet. You know, it needs the air filter, the oil, the spark plug, fuel filter. Hopefully it's something simple. I mean, the generator works. And then of course there's the brake job. Friend of mine's going to be helping me with that, or more likely he's going to do the work and I'm going to stand there looking. But the hardest part of all of this is all the junk in my house. I have to throw it away, give it away, sell it, but it just there's just so much of it. It's so bulky, so odd. I'm not really sure what to throw out, when to throw it out, because I may need some of it, you know, up until the point I sell the house. I don't know, but I am just dealing with that is the hardest part. I'm harder than anything I've done with the motorhome. But hopefully it'll all work out, and this coming winter I'll be in either southern Arizona or southern Texas. Who knows? Well, that's the wrap up for this year. We'll see what happens next year. Just leave a comment or anything. See you next time.